Also, something I've started doing with Kazuya is skip this extension. I'll more so use this extension if there's a wall nearby. I'll try and float you to the wall. Your normal health sweep is so strong, but you can stick with that and just save your heat energy. I wanted to talk a little bit about the current state of Kazuya in 1.04. There were quite a few nice things that happened to him. Very little happened. They changed the hitbox of this. They changed the hitbox of Devil Fist. And that's the big one. And they also changed the hitbox on his Demon God Fist while standing 2. What happened was that both of these got a lower hitbox. So they expanded the vertical hitbox. So for example, I'm gonna record Xiaoyu going into the Art of the Phoenix, which is a beautiful stance to behold. Magnificent. Demon God Fist will now reliably hit here. And you've also noticed how you can block a stagger sweep, where the opponent recovers close, they hug the floor on the block stun, and Demon God Fist goes over their head and doesn't connect. Really annoying. So that sort of stuff doesn't happen anymore. Demon God Fist will always hit now. Same with Devil Fist. It's got a very low and nice hitbox. You might not think gigantic buff when you see this. It's actually really big. Again, I can't stress enough, like, this is your neutral. Falling back, having electric keep out, and having Devil Fist, that's your neutral. Are you trying to approach me? Are you trying to challenge frames? Duria! Or am I are you just standing there patiently and I do a well-timed Devil Fist? That's sort of, that's a big chunk of how we play Kazuya in this game. This is more of an indirect buff to Kazuya, but is, in my opinion, still a really big deal. Xiaoyu's Hypnotist sweep, which is arguably the best sweep in the game, together with Feng Wei's full crouch sweep, both of these got nerfed in patch 1.04 to the point where our boy Kazuya gets twin pistons. So Hypnotist sweep was made went from -12 to -13. So again, this is an S tier bullshit character. As Kazuya players, we want to do well against these characters. And now you went from your super bad Tsunami Punish, which is -4, right? 29 damage. You go from that to, well, now we get the twin pistons, right? So that's a hell of a buff, right, to your punishment. And we're gonna look at Feng Wei sweep as well. Between the two hits, the kick, the sweep, and the punch, you always have time to twin piston now. Whether he cancels the sweep or not, you always get the twin pistons. You have to twin piston here. You have 14 frames to interrupt Feng Wei here. So it works. The reason we say 14 frames is because he can opt to stay here and then do like a power crush, for example. He gets back-turned mix-ups on you. But here, as you can see, twin piston, fast enough startup to interrupt. These are huge. Fujin and above, Feng Wei is everywhere. Because a lot of people, you know, want to win. They want to play strong characters. Feng Wei is the strongest character in the game. And then there are people who play Xiaoyu, not as many, because there's a lot of dedication that goes into playing Xiaoyu. She's a setup-heavy specialist character. But she is super bullshit with her hypnotist pressure and heat, to the point where I even recognize that a lot of Xiaoyu specialists that I've played against since Tekken 7 or sometimes Tag 2, they just opt out of using 90% of her tools in favor of just spamming the heat mix-ups, Hypnotist 50-50. And that tells you sort of how the game balance has fucked up certain characters, how what used to be a pretty intricate character, people just now spam 10% of her toolkit because it's so overtuned. But they did nerf the Waning Moon Throw, that was nice. I just think it's really cool for us Kazuya players that the two most broken sweeps now in the game, you get to launch punish. And you're the only character that gets to do that. Although Eddie should get his punish. It's very finicky, Eddie's while standing 1, as it starts with a high hitbox. I don't know if Fengwei evades it, but maybe Eddie can also do this. But oh well, I'm just talking for us Kazuya players. It's very nice. Again, I can't stress enough how nice it was. The Devil Fist buff, the Demon God Fist buff. A nerf we got. I'm gonna do this because it's not a huge deal, but we lost this bound. So previously, you could double electric and fully charge down for 3, 2, 1 here. That would connect, and it would do 1 more damage compared to non-charge up. Non-charge up does 56. If I charge it up, it would do 57. But in my opinion, it's not like that was a big deal. What I do think he should get, though, is Heaven's Gate should go back to what it was prior to the nerf. I can't stress enough again how it's just skill expression having a difficult wall combo with this character. A difficult high damage Oki wall combo. Because right now I just think Kazuya's biggest problem, he's a solid character, but his biggest problem is his combos. And that's something a lot of Kazuya players want to see his down for 1 hitbox buffed. Due to stuff like this. Where that would connect in prior games, but it doesn't connect in this game. You have big problems as soon as you combo someone from the left side like this. You have a lack of options, really, to get a bound. I'll go for stuff like this. I'll dash here into down for 3, 2, 1. But again, it's pretty finicky stuff, and you give up a lot of damage. And Kazuya, frankly, in my opinion, doesn't deal enough damage in this game. In Tekken 7, he does huge damage. To be honest, in any game prior to Tekken 8, he does huge damage. In this game, he's very average. He's very average. That's 67 from an electric. His wall combo is very average. Again, they nerfed his high damage wall combo, which was Hell Sweep Heaven's Gate with delay. With timing, you would get the unscaled 50% low wall slump hit. A character that really didn't need nerfs to his damage got big nerfs to his damage. What I think happened was that they gave him Devil Fist and they were like, okay, he has a stronger neutral now than he's ever had, so we gotta nerf the damage. But then at the same time, they're creating their new prototype pseudo Mishima Reina, who doesn't compromise. She has the best neutral in the game. She has waifu movement with a better Devil Fist, Raiden. She has a 13 frame electric. She has insane pressure, and she has some of the highest damage in the game. But if I was to buff Kazuya, it would be in terms of combo consistency and damage. And I just want to end this recording by telling you guys a little bit in regards to as how I think you should play Kazuya. Anytime you knock someone down, you can go for the Oki, but also try to keep distance to your opponent. Anytime you're at this distance, you're in hell in this game, as you don't really have a good panic button with Kazuya. You have nothing. So anytime you find yourself at this distance, you really want to make it work for you. And here, you can actually intimidate opponents in terms of they don't want to mindlessly run in on you due to your electric. So get good movement, get a strong electric, get a strong sense of timing. Is someone trying to mindlessly run in? Throw this. And then in the neutral, Devil Fist is super strong in that it has a lot of reach, it has a lot of tracking. If people try and backdash in this game, there's something to do with the rollback system in this game where it kind of eats up your neutral guard. You might have noticed that neutral guard in this game doesn't really work. Like if I'm backdashing like this in Tekken 7, I'll very consistently get a block interaction in between my backdashes. Not so much in Tekken 8. This game loves to eat up inputs. It likes to destroy your neutral guard. So when you're backdashing like this, it doesn't sometimes register your back input into a guard. So that's why very often when you're backdashing, you get clipped by stuff in this game, but you didn't get clipped by in Tekken 7. This is actually a buff to Demon Po attacks in general, because usually people tend to move away from them. Either sidestep guard or backdash guard. That's why, like, Devil faced any type of Demon Po attack in this game, like Raiden. It's just like, it's so strong because I feel like the neutral guard is worse in this game. So that's why with Kazuya, just moving around like this, look at your opponent, what is he doing? And then as soon as you see an opportunity and like you think he might press, you think he might needlessly start moving, it's very strong. And also, this is a strong panic button. It just is. Very evasive, counter hit launcher, it's very good. But also something a lot of people don't understand about Devil Fist is that it's true, like, when your opponent blocked this, you're at -9. But you do get some pushback. But here you find yourself in an interesting mind game situation in that very often when this is blocked, you'll notice that, and again, this is high level stuff, but you'll notice that a lot of players, they won't immediately start checking you with something fast due to the distance to you, right? You're pretty far away, so they won't start checking you with something like this. Most of the time, they go for a big wind-up. They might do a Devil Fist of their own, or something similar. So it's actually very effective, more effective than you think, to actually at -9 here start jab checking with Kazuya. You have no clue. You can even watch my God of Destruction run against some of the best players in EU. I'll start checking with jabs here. And sometimes I just, well, quite often this hits. And again, Flash Punch, very hit confirmable, kablam. If it's blocked, I'm not bad at -1. And on whiff, not too bad either. So it's sort of a nice mind game here, where you don't want to do this obviously every single time. But sometimes just do your Devil Fist and try to fall back again due to the pushback. Try to reset the neutral. Sometimes the opponent will actually allow you to check them over and over with Devil Fists. Which is not bad, considering it does chip. But do know that even at -9, you have a mind game here due to the pushback. And also not bad. Down for 2 after. Or down 1+2. So I would experiment with that if I were you guys. And also something a lot of Kazuya players don't know is that Devil Fist has increased tracking to Kazuya's weak side when he's Devil. This gets a bigger hitbox. A lot of people don't know that. But that's also why this move is so strong when you're Devil. Double damage and more tracking to the weak side. If you haven't watched my video on this wall combo, do it. It's his best wall combo in my opinion. Also, something I've started doing with Kazuya is skip this extension. I'll more so use this extension if there's a wall nearby. I'll try and float you to the wall. Preferably get a bound. But otherwise, your normal health sweep is so strong that you can stick with that and just save your heat energy. Kazuya is one of the best heats in the game. It can be good to save it for the almighty Demon Paw, but also down back 1-2. Or also your really strong Oki Laser. Or Shikue, which is a very, very, very strong power crush. But you can use even in setup situations, like here. It hits grounded. Like a lot of people don't know that, but it hits grounded. And also something I do want to stress is the strength of just using a heat burst like this. You'll note that most pro players, they don't use heat burst mid-combo to extend a combo. Sometimes you'll see them do this. Sometimes. And also, I stress to Kazuya players early on with Tekken 8, like, get them to the wall. Here, for example, I wall splat, heat burst, and then I do my wall combo, and then they have to wake up to my Devil 50-50. This is not bad, but it's not optimal. This is what I've learned after several months of playing this game. Or for example, I could say opt for, you know, Muskutek, which is still really strong, right? Muskutek, and now Devil 50-50 Muskutek. Again, these are not bad options. But what is the most optimal use of Heat Burst? It's comeback. Like, doing a raw Heat Burst in the neutral like this, it's almost straight up OP in how strong it is. In a game where offense is so strong, this just completely resetting the neutral and killing your opponent's pressure, it's hard to describe how strong this option is. Anytime you eat a combo in this game, you see the recoverable health bar, right? Pretty much half a combo damage is recoverable. If you've ever had a bad round in this game, you've probably had a couple, right? And you eat a launcher and you get comboed to the wall, and then you wake up at the wall, you're in a bad position, boom, you do this, and you can interrupt your opponent's like winning 50-50 that could close out the round, or their pressure that could close out the round. You hit them, I'm at +2, I'm in heat, and here, while I can't demonstrate how much health you recover even on block, a lot of people forget about this stuff, but even on block, you recover a ton of health. And again, the strength of the heat system, right? You see this sequence. You see his health, right? How much chip am I doing? I'm doing a ton of chip, right? But what you can't see is how that health that he loses is transferred to me. Because my recoverable health, even on block in heat, I recover a ton of health. That's what you can't see here in practice mode. Save your heat burst. Don't use it at the wall. Because also, it nerfs your damage. I hope you can't hear the construction site next to me now. But it also nerfs your damage. And also, your 50-50 is threatening enough as normal Kazuya. You can still get this. You can still go up for a safe wall splat with while standing free. Or up for it free. Or you can try and power crush. So, yeah, take it from me. I'm learning as I go. Save that heat burst. It's insanely powerful. But I also think the heat burst is looking at nerfs. In June, they did mention it. You can't sidestep it. It's like homing, pretty much homing. Kazuya has a really bad heat burst though. It has the worst reach in the game. Yeah, it's just super strong. Like on block, +1. On hit, +2. Heat bursts are kind of OP due to their armor properties. But do remember with Kazuya that you have very poor range. Very poor range. And people know this. They will whiff punish you. Again, the range looks better than it is because Fengwei, in his neutral stance here, he sticks out his left arm. This whiffs on most characters from this range. So here, actually on reaction, as a Kazuya player, you want to... If you notice that you're powering up here, and they're far away, he backdashed. On reaction, tap back to cancel the punch. My final advice for you Kazuya players is also something I think many of you are missing out on. It's the strength of down forward 1-2. Down back 1-2 I feel like most people are catching up on now. You do down back 1-2 like this. And remember to block confirm it. Super important. High level Kazuyas do it. If it hits, don't dash out of it. You want to keep Devil, he's really strong. So even in the neutral, I mean you can dash out of it in the neutral if you want to. And go for this into Oki. But in my opinion, I keep Devil most of the time. And at the wall you get more damage like this because you get a proper wall splat into wall combo, right? You don't want to dash Van. But learn to, if it's blocked, on reaction, block confirm it into dash. Because then you're not -19. If this attack hits, keep Devil. If it's blocked, dash out of it on reaction. That's the proper way of using it. And again, you don't want to dash here, right? You want to get the proper wall combo. But down forward 1-2 is a very strong attack. A lot of people don't use it. It's neutral on block. can be mixed with down for 1, down for 2, which is safe on block, safe mid-mid. A lot of people don't use this. It's quite strong. And down for 1, 2 is nice when you're devil. A lot of people don't duck this. A lot of people eat. If you jab check here, they'll eat the jab. Very nice. But also, this is a move where it's the opposite of down back 1, 2. You want to hit confirm it. Blocked, blocked. But if it hits, dash out of it. Oh, I missed the dash. Dash out of it. Do the staple. Very nice and very strong. I hope you enjoyed this. This was a combination of where Kazuya is in 104 and also some advice for you Kazuya players. But do know that I'm gonna make an advanced Kazuya guide in hopefully not too long. But these are just some quick advice for those of you struggling with Kazuya, which I think helped me a lot. So take care, everyone. Cheers. Yeah, I'm gonna post that to YouTube. YouTube is shit. You said it, motherfucker.